Vicky here and welcome to the Bond Room Unlocked, whereby we take an item from this 30-year-old collection and relate it to one of the Bond films that we know and love. And today we are focusing on this pack of Carta Mundi playing cards and the film Casino Royale, which is 20 years old this year. Where did the time go? Now, the James Bond franchise has always included casino scenes in its films, and it's an aspect of the films that the fans look forward to. It's part of the blueprint created by Sean Connery in Dr. No all those years ago.
Suivi.
Suivi.
Carte.
Carte. 7 à la banque. 200 livres à la banque.
Suivi.
Banco suivi.
Carte.
Carte. 8 à la banque.
Suivi.
C'est suivi.
The house will cover the difference.
Bien, madame. Oui, monsieur. Changeur, s'il vous plaît.
Carte.
Carte. 9 à la banque.
I need
Carte.
another 1,000.
I admire your courage, Miss...
Trench. Sylvia Trench. I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Mr. Bond, I suppose you wouldn't care to, raise the limit?
I have no objections.
C'est pas possible.
These casino scenes serve on so many levels, and as you've just seen, it's a great introduction. But it also plot progresses, and the scenes do create tension and humour, like one of my favourites, the 1971 film Diamonds Are Forever.
$5,000. No, make it $10,000. $2,000 limit. Was some problem?
Exactly. Gentleman wants $10,000 credit with a $2,000 limit.
My name is Franks. Peter Franks.
Mr. Frank's credit's good. Good luck to you, Mr. Franks.
Thank you. I'll have 2 stacks now.
The gentleman, 4,000.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Plenty.
But of course you are.
Plenty O'Toole.
Named after your father, perhaps?
Would you like some help? On the craps, I mean.
It's very kind of you.
Let's hear from Luke Arnold from Live Like 007 and his favourite casino scene.
Hey, how's it going? Luke here from Live Like 007. Thank you to the Bond Room Unlocked for having me back. So I've been asked my favourite casino scene that's not Casino Royale. So being a Brosnan fan, I'm going to have to go with his intro in GoldenEye when he's playing cards against Xenia. The first time really we see him say Bond, James Bond when he's ordering the famous martini and she has her straight up with a twist. But yeah, great scene. Awesome introduction for Pierce to say the famous Bond, James Bond. But also really cool because they actually use that scene now in a lot of the test footage for the new Bonds or possible new Bonds. So we've seen Henry Cavill, among others, actually use that as their little test. So yeah, I think if I'm going to choose anything that can't be Casino Royale, then I'm going to go for Bond, Pierce Brosnan in GoldenEye as my favourite. So thanks very much for having me back, and I hope to see you all again soon. Cheers.
As many of you may know, I have a big piece of nostalgic love for GoldenEye, and it's the reason I started this collection and do what I do in the Bond community. Now, the GoldenEye scene may be short, but it does give us so much. Of course, we get the famous introduction, and we also meet Xenia Onatopp. And the atmospheric lighting gives both hints of glamour and shadow, hinting that things aren't quite as they seem to the naked eye, and as we know, they never are. We're also introduced to Baccarat. Now, Baccarat is a game where the origins are unclear. It's believed to have been invented in the 1500s by Felix Faure, and Baccarat actually means 0, which links because the value of the tens, the queens and the kings is 0. Interesting. Let's listen to my merchandise buddy now from the Merchandise Vault about his favourite casino scene.
Hi there, Victoria. It's Mark from MI6, the Merchandise Vault. Great to have met you at the weekend down at Operation Ellipsis. Thank you for inviting me on to offer my thoughts on a particular favourite casino scene from the movies. I've actually gone with Octopussy. Growing up with Roger Moore as my Bond, it only seemed natural for me. I know a couple of options that I probably would have gone for have already been snapped up, but I don't have a problem with that. But I love this scene because it almost immediately takes place directly after the Sotheby's auction of the Fabergé egg, and Kamal Khan believes he's brought the actual egg, where it turns out it had been switched with the one that was thought lost. So he's actually bought the fake one for £5 million, and Bond's got the original. And he then obviously tracks him to Delhi, where he meets VJ, and then they go to I think it's a hotel he visits weekly or something, where Sadruddin is watching Kamal Khan play backgammon, and he's absolutely rinsing this expat major, and Bond notices where Kamal Khan's dropping his arm down to his side and, you know, switching dice kind of thing, a sleight of hand that no one's really picking up on, but Bond did, purely from where he was stood and probably being a seasoned gamer himself. But Khan, played by the wonderful Louis Jourdan, he's got this soft, menacing voice that's probably more, if not just as charming as Sir Roger's, but in a different kind of way. He just rolls a 666, and then the Major has another go, puts a move together, and Khan says, how about we double up again? And the Major pauses and he's like, not with your luck. And at that point Bond steps in, and he'd already had a bit of an interaction with Magda at the bar, and before she could say anything to Khan, he says, I'd have took that bet. And I don't know whether Kamal Khan initially recognises him from the auction, but Bond takes his place, and Bond then redoubles to 200,000 rupees. So then Khan just rolls the dice, 666, because he knows what he's got, and then he tries to kind of psych out Bond by saying the bet is now 200,000 rupees, I assume you can cover the bet. And Bond just brilliantly produces that Carl Fabergé egg, and you have Govinda stood over him thinking, where the hell's that come from? The look on Khan's face and Magda's face, absolute treat. And Bond's just there smiling, fully confident, fully knows what he's going to do if given the opportunity. And when Khan says you're going to need an awful lot of luck to get out of this one, Bond invokes invokes player's privilege and uses Khan's lucky dice. And I just love it that Khan knows he's been rumbled, Bond knows he's rumbled him, and the fact that when he throws the dice, neither of them break from staring each other down. And that wonderful throwback line that Khan used earlier at the Major, where Bond says, it's all in the wrist, just has me in stitches. Absolutely brilliant. And it's just nice to see Sir Roger in a black tux, not a black tux, a white tux jacket. We always associate it with the black jacket. So we had Connery a couple of times, Sir Roger a couple of times, Daniel Craig once. But yeah, Sir Roger's Octopussy casino scene is a particular favourite of mine, and I think another worth looking at from other fans on the video. But hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for inviting me on, and I look forward to see all the other contributors. Take care, Victoria. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Mark. It's indeed a great scene and a spirited contest between the two men. Now, Bond is very good at spotting a cheater, and he uses that advice or that information to his advantage. And it's great to see backgammon as its focus for the scene, because it enables Bond to demonstrate his skill, his wit, and his ability to handle deception. Now, backgammon is a two-player game, and it's the oldest known board game to date of 5,000 years. It originally means back game and is a reference to the movement that you make that the pieces are moved back to the start.
You need a great deal of luck to get out of this. Oh, luck? Well, then I shall use player's privilege and use your lucky dice. It's all in the wrist. Double sixes. Fancy that. 200,000 rupees. I prefer cash. Get it cashed for him. Yes.
One of my favourite casino scenes is, of course, Casino Royale, which has 30 minutes of airtime in the film alone. And we see Bond taking part in a tournament of Texas Hold'em poker. Now, poker is a game of skill, strategy and psychology. Players aim to produce the best 5-card hand. It originated in Texas and was introduced into Las Vegas in the 1960s and has gained pace ever since. And that's one of the reasons why it was included in the film, because it is more well known than some of the other games.
Gentlemen, showdown, please. Flush, ace, king, queen. Full house, 8 full of aces. A higher full house, aces full of sixes. Monsieur Bond? Five and 7 of spades. The straight flush. 4 to the 8. The high hand.
Now, the item I want to focus on in this episode is this pack of Cartamundi playing cards, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Now, Cartamundi is Latin for cards and is the world's largest playing card manufacturer. It was founded in 1970 in Belgium and really capitalised into trading cards in the 1990s and produced those recognisable names such as Magic the Gathering, Pokemon and of course Monopoly. Now, in the 2000s, the company also became the official creator for playing cards and chips used in the Daniel Craig era. Now, I have loads of Bond movie decks in my collection, and they're great because they don't really take up much space. Now, if we have a look at this one, this is specifically for Casino Royale, and here you can see it's got the characters of Vesper Lynd, of course, Daniel Craig as Bond, and Le Chiffre, played by Mads Mikkelsen. And as I say, they are great little collectible items because, you know, it's not going to take up too much space in your collections or on your shelves. Yeah, love it.
Hi Vicky, so today we'll be talking about License to Kill, my favourite casino scene in a Bond film. So the reason why I really like this is obviously this is Bond's way of reaching Sanchez. This isn't just any normal casino scene, it's not a relaxed scene, this is Bond trying to reach Sanchez. And he bets with his own money. He bets with Sanchez's money as well. So after taking it from the plane and using that money is a great way of reaching him. I like the seriousness of Dalton as well. He plays this really tense, and you know for a fact this is not a safe scene. You know anything can happen in this scene. I really enjoy the partnership between Bond and Pam. They're clearly working together. He's not just meeting a woman in the casino. He's actually working with a partner, and they're collaborating together to get what they need to get. I really enjoy the when Loopy comes on the scene as well, because that's the moment you realise, Bond realizes Sanchez knows he's here and anything can happen at that point. And finally, I think the music is just fantastic. It's a really risky moment, really tense, and it really captures the scene, and it's quite gripping. And it's one of the reasons why I really enjoy it as a casino scene.
In this instance, in License to Kill, blackjack was chosen. Now, blackjack originated in France in the 1650s, but gained popularity in the 1900s. And it's a game that you play against the dealer and try to get as close to the number 21 as possible. Now, this game was chosen for License to Kill because it allowed James to infiltrate Sanchez's organisation. It was a tactical move. Remember what I said about a plot progressor? Bond wanted to infiltrate Sanchez's organisation and get himself noticed, and of course, this was the best way to do it.
Special pledge from the Windy City.
Yes, he's right here.
Up by Lakeshore Drive. Thank you, Chicago. Bless your hearts.
See? The British guy is $250,000 ahead. Should I close the table?
Send us a
No.
Send us 50 cents. Send whatever you can send. We have a very special...
Tell Lupe to come in here.
Right.
Okay, so that's it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it an MI6 stamp of approval and click on the notifications below. And why not subscribe to the channel, because you don't want to miss out on any further missions or your franchise favourites. You can also find the Bond Room Unlocked on Facebook and on Instagram. I'd like to thank my guests today, Live Like 007 Luke Arnold, the Merchandise Vault, and, of course, Al Clark. And I'd like to thank you for joining me here at the Bond Room Unlocked.